Hi everyone, it's Dan again. No other Dan for this video, and I just wanted to talk a little bit spoilery now about the rise of Skywalker. What the hell were they thinking? So let me get this straight. Rey is Palpatine's granddaughter, but you didn't want to give us any clue or vague hint that this was going to happen. What were they thinking? Beyond that, sorry, I skipped a beat. Let's go all the way back to the very beginning of the film. I'm talking about when the yellow text comes down. Palpatine's alive. What? That's it, Palpatine's alive. Except that this is a huge character. What do you mean you're just going to... Don't worry about that. Palpatine's alive. Okay, fine. Pace. Snoke's a clone. What? Yeah, Snoke's a clone. But we're not going to talk about it any more than that. Everything in this film, I know I said this in the review, but everything just feels so rushed and like there's no explanation behind anything. How on earth did Palpatine survive all of that time? Why on earth? Because I guess by this time, and looking into some of the lore and the accepted canon of the Star Wars universe, it seems that Palpatine was behind Anakin's conception. It sounds like he was the one manipulating the Force that ended up impregnating Anakin's mother. So he's responsible for the Skywalker bloodline, and he gave life to someone like that. But then he was also having natural children as well. But that's never mentioned again. That's never been mentioned before. I mean, so many things. I felt like John Boyega, Finn, he's been relegated down to just shouty friend. He was given no meaningful dialogue. Maybe there was a moment, there was a second where he met that other ex First Order trooper, and they kind of had a moment, and that was a little bit emotional, where she was telling her story about how they mutinied, but other than that, he didn't really get his moment. Oscar Isaac, Poe Dameron, I get it, he's supposed to be kind of a Han Solo-ish sort of character, but again, didn't really get his moment. And can I just say, did anyone else get kind of bugged out by Leia's appearances in this film? Like, I get that they wanted to serve Carrie Fisher and to not kind of artificially cut off her time in the saga. But the way they did it and the way they did it just seemed that they had, a couple of lines of extra dialogue from previous filmings to work with. And so what you'd have is these odd, disjointed conversations where a character would say, "Are you sure about this, General? You really want us to go through with all of this? We're going to go on this epic mission now." And she was just left going, "Yeah." That was her main input. I'm not saying they shouldn't have included Carrie Fisher in the film, but I mean, if the implementation was going to be that, maybe they could have done something else with it. I mean, I personally feel that it would have been completely organic for her to die in The Last Jedi, and I think it really would have served to further demonise Kylo Ren, which would have made his redemption arc, which I think we all saw coming from a mile away. I think secretly a lot of us were hoping that they were going to pull a twist on us and he was never going to be redeemed, but no, they were always going to do a redemption plot arc with him. If he had have killed Princess Leia in The Last Jedi, then that just would have made his redemption all that more impactful though. But no, instead, suddenly in The Last Jedi it was revealed that Leia has Force powers, and then again in this film, suddenly it's revealed, oh yeah, and she's a fully trained Jedi. Never ever seen, never hinted about, never discussed by anyone. Luke didn't even want to mention it in the last film. But yeah, apparently Princess Leia's a Jedi, trained Jedi. but we're not going to talk about it anymore. That's what this film does again and again and again. It lays out these huge kind of story-altering expositions, and there's but don't worry about it because we're in a rush because we've got to get you out the cinema in 2.5 hours so we can get the next batch of punters in. And that's what this film feels like ultimately. It feels like a cash grab with the Star Wars label slammed on it. I think there's a lot of instant fan gratification in there, you know, like having Lando turn up, like a lot of the touching moments that happen, and the lines, the little moments that all of those old characters get, including, you know, the return of Han Solo as some sort of, he's not a Force ghost because he doesn't have that little blue hue around him, but I guess he's just like a memory or something of that ilk, an expression of Kylo Ren's subconscious. But there's a lot of instant gratification there for fans, but actually I think fans will reflect on this and say, you did the dirty on us, Disney. Shame on you. That's all I want to talk about on this film today. But if you want to add to the discussion, if you feel that I'm wrong, or that, you know, you have some way that you can turn me around and make me like this movie, then please, please, please leave a comment down below. If you haven't already, please take the time to like and subscribe to the channel for more content. I promise I'm usually a lot less moany than this, but that film. I'll see you on the next video, guys. Peace.